Here we are. It is 3 o'clock Eastern Time. We are live on YouTube. And my name is Jared Fuller. Welcome to the Sunday video update. Today's date is Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. Joining me off camera this week, my dad. You can see him waving. And Amy is lying down and taking a nap. So, welcome. Lots to go over today. And hey, that boy Alex, how you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing well today, and I hope you had a great week. So, few things have happened. So, um, I don't know. I've been cleaning out my bedroom. I got that started. So, yeah, we're trying to, getting groceries now. It's just so hard to shop. I did a little bit of grocery shopping last week, and so now she starts. Meow, meow, So I tried to do a little bit of grocery shopping last week, and everything is just so expensive. It is really hard and difficult to shop. Luna, come here. Come here. You're not going to be doing that all throughout my live stream. Come here. Get over here. Well, then you be quiet back there. You hush your lips. Everybody say hi to Luna. That's my dog. We share the same birthday, by the way. She was born on my birthday, my 37th birthday. And we got White Boy over here. He's hiding off camera. He's kind of sitting on this couch here. Oh, he's kicking back. They played rough. Now they're gonna relax, and Luna's gonna, do her little huffing and puffing and barking behind me. But yeah, everything is going fairly well, other than, I'm trying to shop last week, do a little bit of grocery shopping, and now I have some issues with my vehicle. So I have to get new rear brake pad, or I got the brake pads. I got to get new calipers and rotors for my car. Which, yeah, I've got the brake pads, but in the meantime, until such time as I get the rotors and the calipers, I'm not going anywhere. I'm home, which sucks because, if I want to get in my car and go, I can't. I don't want to cause any more damage, and in the long run, it's going to end up costing me more money that I don't have, and yeah, it's not cheap. And we're not talking about the labor costs, how much it's going to cost to put the stuff on. But the parts alone are, yeah, about $400. So that's what's going on in my life. I'm really frustrated because now all the stuff is coming up with my car, and money's tight, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to have to get the rotors, or maybe even the calipers. Get the calipers first, get that next month, and then in May get the rotors. Huh? Yeah, and the brake pads. Yeah. So I may not have to get rotors. I hope not. But yeah, I took it to the shop last week, and yep, no, we can't even put the brake pads on because we can't. The bolt that goes into the caliper is rusted, and on the driver's side, yeah, there were no brake pads at all because they're supposed to be like a L shape, and it wasn't there. So yeah, there's some work that needs done, but at least I got an oil change for it. I got that going. Yeah, yeah. But other than that, I'm doing okay. Like I said, I started cleaning my bedroom out, and I actually wanted to do something cool with my bedroom. I was actually thinking about turning a part of my room into a green screen room, like where I can do special effects with videos and stuff. Because all I'd have to do, huh? Yeah, because all I got to do is get a great big green sheet and put it on my wall. Have it, from like ceiling down to the floor and have it, wide enough to where it covers a big section of the wall. And yeah, but then I would have to, move all that stuff out of the way. I mean, I would still, I'd still be able to do it in front of the closet, but, which I might do even, if I can get away with doing that. But I would have to have the camera at a certain, I'd have to have it like really close because I have a tripod and I can use my phone or I could even use my little camcorder that I still have, my Quasar camcorder. I was actually gonna do some price checking on how much a little camcorder would cost, get a new one. Um, but I just got so much other stuff going on to even be thinking about that, because I still gotta get my car fixed, but yeah, and, I can still clean out my bedroom while I'm home because, I'm not going anywhere unless I go with you, and so, I'm kinda stuck. Yeah, we gotta take some money over to the propane company tomorrow and try to get those guys paid off or at least get the balance down to where it's affordable. Um, so yeah, if you because there's only one person in chat, Alex. So tonight is the Fox Sunday Flashback with Dan Richards at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 103.9 The Fox. The number to call is 810-230-9777. Again, it's 810-230-9777. 9777 spells out WRSR. And do you know what WRSR actually stands for? We Are Soft Rock. That's what it stood for. But they play classic rock. And tonight at 7 o'clock, my buddy Dan Richards will be playing classic rock, southern rock, and classic country. So you're going to get a mixture, and you can place requests at that number I just gave, 810-230-9777. Tell them Jay Bear sent you, and Dan will know who you're talking about. So it's the Fox Sunday Flashback, and you can listen from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in this specific location. You can listen online. And yeah, I'm Dan's associate producer. So you can listen from anywhere in the world. And I put a link in chat so that way you can go and check out the station's internet or the station's internet. You can check out the station's website and you can listen live from there. You can be in BFE and listen to the Fox Sunday Flashback. You can be anywhere in the world. So be sure and check it out tonight. Place a request if you have any songs like classic rock or classic country or southern rock that comes to mind. Call Dan and say, "Hey, you got this song?" And if he says no, then he'll probably message me and say, "Hey, I need this song." Okay. Okay. At your service. So yeah, that is the Fox Sunday Flashback tonight from 7 o'clock until 11 o'clock, and that's Eastern time. 103.9 The Fox. And there was something else I wanted to mention too. So I talk a lot about the Constitution in my videos, like especially here my Sunday video updates. So I think at one point in time or another, I said that it is in the Constitution, the separation of church and state. I stand corrected. The separation of church and state actually does not appear in the Constitution. But there is a constitutional something to do with religion. And I'm going to read that to you. Let me just pull it up here on Google. So I'm going to read this to you. The separation of church and state phrase does not appear in the United States Constitution, but the principle is established by the First Amendment's religion clauses, which prohibit the government from creating an official state religion or excessively interfering with religious exercise. This creates a wall of separation between government and religious institutions, as affirmed by Supreme Court cases like Everson v. Board of Education. So, in other words, you don't have to take like a religious test in order to become an appointed member of the United States government. Your religious views are separate from your ability to do your appointed work as an elected official. I think that's what that means. But yes, if I have ever said that in the past, I stand corrected. The separation of church and state does actually not appear in the Constitution. So I wanted to clear that up. And by the way, you know, speaking of politics, we had a couple of noticeable deaths. So this one is just Hollywood. Chuck Norris passed away last week at the age of 86. And Chuck Norris was known as Walker in the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger in the 90s. It was one of my favorite shows. I used to watch it when I was a kid, and my grandpa used to watch it. And my dad was oftentimes mistaken as Chuck Norris because he had the dark, the red hair and the beard and the mustache and the kind of the long hair. And Chuck Norris actually made his debut in the late 60s on television, but he was in movies with, like Bruce Lee in the early 70s. And so Chuck Norris, he has a long line of cinematic history. And he passed away last week in Hawaii at the age of 86. It was after a brief hospitalization. I don't even know what he went to the hospital for. Um, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you come out and tell me he passed away. I'm like, I just heard at 5 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning that he was hospitalized.
Yeah, and he died. Yeah, he's gone. And we had a constant not see I'm misspeaking. A government official, I can't remember his name. Mueller? Was it Mueller? I'm trying to remember here. Let me look this up. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Do not do this to me, please. So, his name is, I think, Robert Mueller. That's his name. Robert Mueller passed away on the 20th, 2 days ago. And Cheeto in charge president says, good, I'm glad he's dead. And Trump, Cheeto in charge is what I call him, our arrogant piece of shit president, had those words to say, good, I'm glad he's dead, because Trump, if you're for him, he'll love you, and if you're against him, it's a great big fuck you. So Trump, fuck you. And how dare you say anything like that about someone who just died? The families are grieving. So here's my take on this. There are people whom of which I've disagreed with over the years, and everybody knows this. I make no secret of it. The recent death being Tattoo Tom. And although Tattoo Tom and I had our differences and we had our quibbles and things like that, I never said, good, I'm glad he's dead. I never said that. What I said was, I'm not sad that he's dead, but my condolences go out to his children because I'm sad for his kids. And I wasn't being a prick about it, although most people would probably take it as such, but I wasn't being a prick. I was just merely stating that I'm not sad that he's gone personally, but I'm sad for his children. Whereas Trump actually says, good, I'm glad he's dead, about this Robert Mueller guy. So, hey, Trump, I'm against you. Fuck you. Are you going to sue me? Because you seem to like to sue people who disagree with you or have something negative to say. I don't understand. Yeah, he's gotten away with so much. He has time and time again violated the Constitution of the United States. And this war is unconstitutional, by the way. As I pointed out for the last couple of weeks, this war is unconstitutional. Trump himself cannot declare war. This is an unconstitutional, illegal war with Iran. Congress has to declare war. Congress has to approve it. Donald Trump or any president, it doesn't necessarily have to be Trump, any president, they can't even put out an executive order to send troops over. He can't do that. Congress gets the final, they have the sole power and authority to declare war and to approve war with other countries or even, enemies, foreign and domestic. It's right in the Constitution. That is. So this war with Iran is illegal. It's unconstitutional. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who are hearing this and oh, Jared, just knock. No, I'm not going to knock it off because there are people who don't understand how this works. They don't understand how the Constitution works. They don't understand the rule of law. There are people who think that only citizens of the United States have the right to due process, and that is also incorrect. You don't have to be a citizen of the United States to get due process of law. You can have a passport from another country, you can visit the United States, and if you violate the law here, you still have a right to due process, meaning that you have a right to an attorney, you have a right to a fair trial, you have the rights of the law. You don't have to be a citizen here. And a lot of people, uneducated people, I might add, they get that incorrect. They get it mixed up all the time. Now, the Constitution and the part of the Constitution that says that a president cannot unilaterally declare war is in, let me see here. I think it's Article 1, Section 8. Yes. Under the U.S. Constitution, only Congress has the formal power to declare war, Article 1, Section 8, while the president serves as commander-in-chief, Article 2, to direct military operations. So Congress has to approve of the war even before the president can direct military. Yeah. While Congress holds the sole authority to declare war, presidents often initiate swift military action in emergencies. So what's the emergency? Or under authorization with the 1973 War Powers Resolution requiring troop withdrawal if Congress does not approve within 90 days. So, what's the emergency? I don't think there was either. And
They were going to send planes over and blow us up, but Trump didn't give them the chance.
And let me see, we're at in the Constitution. I think it's the 4th and 15th Amendments in the Constitution that says that you do not have to be a citizen of America in order to have you have the right to due process of law in America. I think it's the 4th and 15th Amendments. Due process amendment. The due process clauses in the 5th and 14th Amendments prohibit the federal and state governments, respectively, from depriving any person, it doesn't say citizen, it says any person, of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. These amendments ensure fair legal procedures, notice, a hearing, and an impartial judge before taking action against individuals, including non-citizens.
There it is, black and white.
I just read it to you. And I knew that before I even pulled it up. So there you go. You can look this shit up yourself. And that's another thing that kind of
Irritates the shit out of you.
It's I find it astounding because we live in a day and age, in a time where the most information is right at your fingertips. You guys can Google everything else, but you can't educate yourselves on what the constitutional laws are of our land. Because the Constitution is the supreme law. That is the law of the land. And even the people in Washington are supposed to abide by those laws. And you see what's happening. It is a fucking mess in Washington. This administration is batshit crazy. They get everything wrong. They are costing people their lives. They are making life difficult for everybody. It is hard to afford, like I said at the top of the stream. Even grocery shopping is difficult now. You know, and some of the people are saying that, well, you know, when Biden had the gas prices up, no one batted an eye. You want to fucking bet? I was pissed off when the gas was high under the Biden administration. We were still bitching about that. And I bitch about Trump's administration just as much as I bitched about Biden's administration when the gas prices were high. So that throws that theory right out the fucking window. I don't know how anybody, with diesel being $5 a gallon here, and in other states it may be higher. You know, it's going to cost the taxpayer even more, especially if you have kids, because you know these kids have to go back and forth to school, and if you rely on school transportation, yeah,
to drive the buses. Now it's going to cost them 30.
It's a lot.
30,000 a year.
I mean, I think that's where I dodged a bullet though. I never had kids, so I don't have to worry about that. But at some point, I'm still paying the price for other people's life choices. But it's entirely and completely out of hand. And the current Cheeto in charge, and I'm going to call him that until he's out of office, Cheeto in charge, because that's the piece of shit he is. No, they call him President Bone Spurs. Until such time as he's out of office, I'm going to call him Cheeto in charge. Let's see. What was I going to look up? Fuck, I don't remember now. Oh. Is Donald Trump a draft dodger? Donald Trump received 5 draft deferments during the Vietnam War, 4 for education and 1 for medical reasons. Bone spurs in 1968. While he was not drafted, reports suggest his medical exemption followed a diagnosis from a doctor renting from his father. There you go. And critics and news outlets have questioned the validity of his medical excuse.
Yeah, that's all man said. It didn't matter, dude, with that kind of stuff. Now it does, but I'm thinking back then.
Yeah, I thought.
Why would it?
Yeah, that doesn't.
68?
Yeah, 1968 during Vietnam.
It didn't matter. Yeah.
Speaking of Vietnam, our buddy Kenny, and Kenny, you're cool and all, but I'm gonna put this out here for hopefully the last time. My dad did not serve in Vietnam because he thinks that my dad served in the Vietnam War. My dad was 11 years old in 1969. I don't think he served in the Vietnam War. Now, he would have went to Desert Storm if he would have stayed, and if he would have called. But yeah. So no, my dad did not serve in Vietnam. Everybody gets this wrong. Like, how old do they think you are?
I got out just as the Desert Storm after
Yeah.
got out, then Desert Storm picked up.
Yeah.
After I got out already.
And then the Gulf War was in 91? I think that was under HW. See, I love Google. I love Google. When was the Gulf War? 90. Okay. The start of it was August 2nd, 1990 to February 28th, 1991. I knew it was something like that. I remember when HW, I was a kid, but I remember when HW was president, and I remember hearing a lot about the Gulf War. Huh? Yeah. So my dad did not serve in Vietnam. He would have been an 11-year-old kid in 1969. I don't think they were drafting children in the Vietnam War unless it was a civil war. Then, but was Vietnam a civil war? I see. This is where Google comes in handy. Was Vietnam, a civil war? The Vietnam War is best understood as a complex hybrid conflict. It was simultaneously a civil war. Okay. It was simultaneously a civil war between North and South Vietnamese factions and a globalized proxy war. While featuring a domestic struggle for control, it was heavily driven by Cold War, foreign invention from the United States, Soviet Union, and China. Vietnam, North and South Vietnamese. And then we were supposed to help. the United States troops went in to try to help them. They were trying to bring peace to Vietnam. Anyway, that's how I understand it. It says it was simultaneously a civil war between North and South Vietnamese factions and a globalized proxy war. While featuring a domestic struggle for control, it was heavily driven by Cold War foreign intervention from the U.S., okay, Soviet Union, and China.
One thing I can say about the Chinese and that,
What's-
they know how to cook.
Oh, yeah.
They are excellent cooks.
Yeah, Chinese food is excellent. And
They know how to cook.
I tried that hibachi buffet out in Flint, and they were pretty good. I mean, they were a little more pricier than Jade Buffet in Owasso, but they were actually pretty good. And I received a video from one of my friends on Facebook, and it was a video, and this was a hibachi buffet. It was a video showing where one of the workers had put all of the silverware in like a pitcher, and they were just slashing it around in water and putting it down on the table. And I think, and this is how I'm thinking it was. So in the restaurant business, and I'm almost certain that this is how it is. They put the silverware in like tonic water or Sani water or whatever it's called to take out the spots. And they were trying to pass it off as, oh, they don't even properly wash their silverware. I think they do. It's just that you saw one part of the process in handling and washing silverware utensils. So
And they do it different than we do.
I'm pretty sure they were doing it correctly, because if that were the case, I'm almost certain that the state would come in and shut them down. And that would have happened a long time ago. But I was kind of, it's like, no, that can't be right. I mean, they wouldn't just put it in water and then put it on the table. I think it's like tonic water or like a Sani water or whatever it's called. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but it's a process and it takes out all the spots from the silverware. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Next time that Jade, ask them.
yeah,
Just curiosity.
yeah.
You know?
I don't want to say that they're not washing the silverware properly, but
Maybe that's how they were taught.
maybe that's their process, and that's probably why. Because if they submitted that to like the state health inspectors in Lansing, I'm sure they would have come in and shut them down by now. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say, oh, they don't take care of their, they don't properly handle and wash their silverware and their plates and everything. Well, maybe they do, and maybe that person who recorded the video caught one part of that process. So I'm not going to say they don't if they actually do. Yeah. Yeah, like maybe it's a step in the process of how they wash their silverware. So I'm not going to say they do or they don't. I have no evidence or any way of confirming that they don't properly wash silverware. Yeah, I ate there and I didn't get sick. At Hibachi, Dad, not Jade Buffet, Hibachi in Flint. I have. They actually have an open bar. They've got like different wines and or not wine. They got like whiskey, and I don't know if they serve beer, but I know they serve whiskey. I love Golden Corral. Yeah, I love Golden Corral. Haven't made it back yet. But it's hard to do when we've got all this other stuff going on. But we'll get it taken care of. Um, I wasn't really stressed about the vehicle situation. I wasn't really stressed about my car, like needing the repair. I figured at some point in time or another, I'm gonna have to put money into it. What's that? Yeah, I mean, but that's not the point. It's my car. If I want to just take off and go, I'm gonna take off and go. But
fix that car for Tony.
Yeah.
Actually did the right thing or did it just one side.
Yeah, or where they did a bumfuck job of putting in the brake pads, and now the caliper, the plunger in the caliper is stuck. It's seized. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So we'll get it straightened out. We'll get it figured out. So I got that going. So I'm not really stressed about it because I mean it's within reach. Like I can have it fixed if I um you know if I can afford the cost of the labor for to take it into the shop and have them fix it. Uh yeah, it would have already been done, but yeah. Yep. So yeah, we're other than that, we're hanging in there. And like I said, I've been cleaning out my bedroom. I'm trying to give my room like a makeover. You know, it's messy. My room is very messy. That's why when I record like my the shout out videos for the Jared Fuller show, my other channel by the way, I stand in front of an American flag and it's draped down behind me. It's not a green screen, it's an actual flag. And that's where I record all my videos, like the Fun Fact Friday videos and the shout out videos for the channels. It's in front of my bedroom closet, and I got a flag draped down, and there's all kinds of shit in my closet, and I got to sort through all that and probably clean out mice nests because I know there's yeah, and I got to get rid of some clothes. Uh, I might even do away with that one dresser. The one where there's no bottoms in the dresser drawers. I think I got that dresser. Where did I get that dresser? No. No. Uh-uh. I think I got that at Mars Furniture. I think. Mars Furniture, by the way, in Owasso, across from Walmart. I'm pretty sure I got that at Mars Furniture. It's been a while. It's been a while. Actually, the smaller brown dressers I got at Mars Furniture. The smaller brown dressers I got those at Mars Furniture. But that big one in the middle in my bedroom, I think I'm gonna just do away with that. Because there's bottoms missing out of the drawers and uh yeah. Yeah. And I need room. I need room and I gotta get rid of a lot of clothes. Um Probably donate them to the care center. Yeah, we're gonna do. Not a hoarder, a hoarder. Yeah, we hoard. Well, I don't know. I mean, we find something that we think we're gonna get use out of. It's like, okay, yeah, we could use that for later, and then it just takes up space, and then we never use it, and it's like, okay, why did I get this? Yeah, so that we really have to clean out this house. So, um, yeah, we're gonna clean out a lot of things. Well, this house is gonna look almost. Yeah, I actually, it actually wouldn't be bad either to put up some drywall and paint it like a robin egg blue or something. Yeah, do away with this paneling because this paneling has been in here for ages. I think it was since the house was put in back in 1970. So this house is like 56 years old, I think. But like put up some like drywall and have like the trim going around it. Couldn't we put in a new ceiling? Yeah. Make it where it's brighter in here. Yeah, do away with this paneling because it's just really dark. But yeah, there's so many, there's so much we have to do with this house, and it's gonna take time, it's gonna take money if we want to do repairs, but um I think we'll get there. I think we can, little bits at a time, I think we can pull something off. I'm really excited though about getting like setting up a green screen studio in my room where I can actually do like special effects and things like that. So that's going to be sweet. I'm actually looking forward to that. Um, and I got to have lights shining so that way when the camera is recording out, it'll be an image of me, my body, or even my head, and make it look like I'm floating off into space or whatever with the green screen. That's going to be cool, actually. So you're talking about when we went to ABC 12. When we went to ABC 12, we went on a tour of ABC 12 studios back in 2007 in Flint. And we met all the news reporters and the weather guy, J.R. Kurtek. He's still at ABC 12. And we went in front of the weather board, and it's a green screen. It's just a blank green wall. And what it is when the camera shines on it, it's like a chroma key thing where the technology, like the weather map, appears on the green screen. It's the backdrop on the green screen. So that's what you see on television. And I turned my back to the camera and they said, "Oh, you made the first mistake. You turned your back to the camera. You're not supposed to do that. When you turn, you're supposed to turn your back to the wall. And then when you're looking at the side monitor, that's how you know what you're pointing at. Like you're like, here's Saginaw, here's Flint, here's Bay City, here's Lansing, here's Detroit, Grand Rapids." But I got backwards. And I asked JR, said, how long did it take you, to learn how to do that, to maneuver your finger, before? He says, "Well, it took me a little while." He says, "But when you've been doing it as long as I have, it just comes natural, you know." But it's really cool. The technology is just really awesome. I I really want to get, all I got to do is just get a big green sheet, like start from the ceiling and have it, so far apart, and then have it come down and then maybe on the floor a little bit. And yeah, that would be my green screen where I can do, cool things like special effects. I can make it to where, like, say, for example,
could get a piece of drywall or something and paint it green.
Yeah. I could.
Paint it green.
Yeah.
That way it'd always be.
Yeah.
Or even a piece of paneling.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
And set it up.
Yeah. Or I could get like if I put up the green cloth, like a green sheet, get like the green thumbtacks, which, you know, if you're zoomed in close enough on the camera, then you're not going to see the thumbtack, or the green will just blend in with the color. What's your favorite part of Michigan? Asks Alex. The Mackinac Bridge. I still want to go out on Mackinac Island. I have never been on the island, and I was born and raised here in Michigan. I love the lakes. I love going to Lake Michigan. I love the Great Lakes. And the thing about Michigan, actually, I should save this for a fun fact Friday, but you're no matter where you live in the state, you're always within a certain certain distance from water. You're always close to a river, a lake, any of the Great Lakes. You're always within so many miles of water, which is what I think is cool about Michigan. Oh, nice. I've never been to Michigan. Do you think I should go sometime?
Yeah,
dude, come to Michigan. Absolutely. There's all kinds of cool stuff here. Now I don't know which state you live in, but here in Michigan, we have a lot of cool stuff. We have a lot of awesome history. There's a lot of famous people from here. Gee, where do I start with famous people? Jeff Daniels is actually, he was born in Athens, Georgia, but he grew up in Michigan. He grew up in Chelsea, Michigan. He still lives there as far as I know. He has his own theater company in Chelsea. It's called the Purple Rose, I think. I've been by there. I've never met Jeff Daniels in person, but a small part of me hopes that whenever I go down to Chelsea, when I make it back, I'm going to bump into Jeff Daniels somewhere out in public and maybe get a picture taken with him, which would be fucking awesome. Because I love Dumb and Dumber. I love Speed. Speed is like one of my favorite movies with Jeff Daniels in it. Dumb and Dumber is just fucking hilarious. And yeah, he lives in Michigan. He grew up here. Stevie Wonder's from Saginaw. Bob Seger and Ted Nugent, they're both from Detroit. Madonna's from Bay City, but she won't ever admit it because she despises Bay City. I don't think they're from Bay City. No. I don't believe they are. So how the Bay City Rollers got their name is, they were a band and they couldn't come up with a name. They had this big wall map and they were throwing darts at it. And they said, okay, wherever this dart lands, that's what we're going to name our band after. And when they threw it, it landed on Bay City, Michigan. So therefore, Bay City Rollers. Where are the Bay City Rollers from? I don't think they're from Bay City. Right. The Bay City Rollers are a Scottish pop rock band from Edinburgh, not Bay City, Michigan. Formed in the 60s, they became a global 70s teen sensation known for their tartan outfits and hits like Saturday Night, Bye Bye Baby, and Shang-a-Lang, often dubbed the biggest British group since the Beatles. Yeah, they're not from Bay City, Michigan. They like I said, they threw a dart at a wall map, and that's how they got their name. But yeah, come to Michigan. There's lots to see and do. And yeah, we are an awesome state. I will brag about Michigan as the day is long. Yeah, we're known for lots of things like General Motors and Kellogg's. If you like Pop Tarts and Raisin Bran and Frosted Flakes and All the cereal like Rice Krispies. Kellogg's is in Michigan. It's in Battle Creek. Of course, General Motors is in Detroit. We've got Vlasic Pickles, I think, I don't know if they're originally from Michigan, but I know there's a Vlasic Pickle company over in Imlay City. We've got Monitor Sugar, Pioneer Sugar. Where did Vlasic Pickles start? Oh, Vlasic Pickles originated in Detroit, Michigan in the late 30s and early 40s, evolving from a family creamery business started by Bosnian immigrant Frank Vlasic. His son Joe Vlasic expanded the business into pickles and built their first processing plant in Imlay City, Michigan. So it did start in Imlay. Well, it originated in Detroit, but then they built their first processing plant in Imlay City. The perfect pickle for piking it up. I remember those commercials. Spatz bread is made in Saginaw. Spick and Span, the spray cleaner, that was made in Saginaw. Wow, what else? Oh, there's so much. Dow Chemical is in Midland, Michigan. A lot of famous people, like I said, Taylor Lautner, he's from Grand Rapids. Sinbad is from Detroit. Matthew Lillard. Yep, there you go. Vlasic.
Oh.
Vlasic Pickles.
Yep, Vlasic Pickles.
Yep.
No pickles.
Yep, Michigan made. Jiffy, like the corn mix, the Jiffy, like the little boxes of Jiffy mix, like you can make cornbread and things like that. That's down in Chelsea, Michigan, where Jeff Daniels lives. So there's just so many different things that came from here. The Oldsmobile originated in Lansing. Pete Packing was here in Chesaning. Kogel meats, like the Kogel Vienna Frankfurter, like the Kogel Vienna hot dogs and the all the Kogel meats, that's in Flint. There's just so many different things that originated from here. Whirlpool came from Michigan. Carhartt came from Michigan. Gerber baby food came from Michigan. There are so many different things that originated here, and we are known for like a lot of things. Mackinac Island fudge, Mackinac Island, Michigan. We're known for a lot of things. Oh, if you come to Michigan, Alex, you have got to check out Frankenmuth. You are gonna love Frankenmuth. Have you ever heard of a musical group called Greta Van Fleet? I'll give you a chance to respond. Because Greta Van Fleet from Frankenmuth. They are from Michigan. They're from my county right here in Saginaw County.
It kind of reminds you of
Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
Well, they're brothers. Greta Van Fleet, they are brothers. They are world renowned. They are known all over the world. They've been on the Tonight Show. I think they were on Carson, or not Carson. What am I thinking? That's too far back. Carson's been off the air for over 30 years. That's like my time. Let me see. See, this is what I love about Greta Van Fleet, the Kishka Boys. They are from Frankenmuth. There's here's a group, Question Mark and the Mysterians. They had a song called 96 Tears. They formed in Saginaw, Bay City. They were a garage band. And they had a number one hit song called 96 Tears. It was back in 1963. And his name is Rudy Martinez. He calls himself Question Mark. That's his stage name. His actual name is Rudy Martinez. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he lives in Clio. I think he still lives somewhere in Clio. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. We have all kinds of talent from here, like Tommy James and the Shondells. They formed in Niles, Michigan, in the far southwest corner of the state. Tommy James and the Shondells formed in Niles, Michigan, and oh yeah, there are just lots of people from Michigan. It's incredible. You would love Michigan if you came here. There's so much history about this state, and I just love it. Now, the band name REO Speedwagon. Now, I love REO Speedwagon. The REO, the initials REO and REO Speedwagon stands for Ransom Eli Olds. And Ransom Eli Olds invented the Oldsmobile in Lansing, and he used to do all of his banking in downtown Lansing. And now they call it the Bogie Tower, which is right on Capitol Avenue, and it's kitty corner from Capitol Building. So you can, it's a tall, skinny building in downtown Lansing, and at the top of it there's a clock, and it used to be, I think it's still a bank. I'm pretty sure it is, but they call it the Bogie Tower, and I think it's called Capitol Bank. But that's where the band name REO Speedwagon got their name. The Ransom Eli, oh excuse me, burped. The Ransom Eli Olds Speedwagon, REO Speedwagon. Now, when you go down Interstate 496 in downtown Lansing, they call that stretch of 496, they call it the Olds Freeway because of the Oldsmobile. So, and I battled childhood cancer in Lansing. So that's just, that's just my own personal history. But yeah, come to Michigan, Alex. Come to Michigan, buddy. You would absolutely love Michigan. There's so much to see and do here. Lots of family history, or fame, history of famous people. Not so much my family, but there's lots of history here. If you ever go in Saginaw, because Stevie Wonder was born in Saginaw, there's actually a rock named after, there's like a rock. It's not named after him, but it's in honor of him. It's over on the corner of 4th and Farwell. So it's in a bad part of Saginaw. It's a bad part of town. But it's like they got this rock, and it is dedicated to Stevie Wonder. And they even got a sign up that says, Stevie Wonder Memorial or marker or whatever. I can't remember right off, but yeah. Dude, I'm telling you. Now, my Annie Lane, her cousin, okay, my Annie Lane, she had a cousin named Brenda. Now, she's my aunt by marriage. Elaine is my aunt by marriage. Her cousin, Brenda, okay, Brenda's husband attended the Michigan School for the Blind with Stevie Wonder. And I ask my Annie Lane about this all the time, and she says, "Oh yeah, I got pictures where he attended the Michigan School for the Blind with Stevie Wonder." So, there's all kinds of cool shit here in Michigan, man. Alex, if you get a chance to travel, Michigan should be a place to come. And we have, in addition to all this cool shit we have here, you got to try what's called a pasty. They are good. And I've talked about pasties here in the past on my Sunday video updates. But see, Alex, you've got me talking so much about Michigan. And what about the song, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald? That's part of Michigan's history, and it's based on a true story. The person who sang the song was Gordon Lightfoot. He passed away. But back in, I think it's 1975 or 76, he had a song called The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And it's about an actual freighter that capsized out on Lake Superior because they were hauling iron ore from Wisconsin to, I think, Detroit. And they capsized in the excursion from Wisconsin to Detroit. So they didn't make all of the passengers died, including the captain. And that's based on a true story. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, I mean, it's not cool that this happened, but the history behind like the songs you hear and on all that stuff. That's cool. Like Gordon Lightfoot had taken it upon himself to write a song about that. And Gordon Lightfoot was Canadian, I believe. Let me look this up. Yes, he was I'm so good. I'm so smart and so good. He was born in Orillia, Canada. I think is how you pronounce that. In 1938. Yeah, there's just all kinds of cool stuff about Michigan. But I'm rambling. I mean, yeah, if you come to Michigan, Alex, yeah, let me know. Maybe we can meet up and hang out. Yeah. Yeah, Greta Van Fleet. Look them up. I'll put the name. Greta Van Fleet. I'll put the name in the chat. There you go. Greta Van Fleet. They are from Saginaw County, Michigan, Frankenmuth. And they got some good songs. They sound like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, they're cool.
I've never met them. They were gonna do a show, I think, in Flint. Is Flint or Saginaw? They were gonna do a show, but then I think they canceled because one of the kids were sick. So they had to cancel, and then they made a mess. I think it was in Saginaw. They left just a mess in front of the Dow. Like they had pizza boxes everywhere, and yeah, yep. I don't know if they're gonna do any more performances in Michigan. I could check the schedule. See, this is what I love about Google. This is what I love about Google. I wish more people would utilize Google if they're not sure about something. Greta Van Fleet. So let's see here. Oh yeah, they got that. They got that Led Zeppelin sound. So Greta Van Fleet is an American rock band formed in Frankenmuth, Michigan in 2012. The band consists of vocalist Josh Kiska, guitarist Jake Kiska, bassist and keyboardist Sam Kiska, and drummer Danny Wagner. The Kiskas are brothers, and Josh and Jake Kiska are twins. Yep. Yep, they're from Frankenmuth. Yeah, I think the band name is named after their grandmother. Greta Van Fleet name origin. The band Greta Van Fleet is named after Gretna Van Fleet, an 88-year-old resident of their hometown, Frankenmuth, Michigan. Former drummer Kyle Hawk heard a relative mention her name, and the band adopted a variation of it, dropping the N from Gretna because they thought it sounded good, ultimately gaining her blessing. The name was conceived around 2012 when the band was searching for a moniker. When original drummer Kyle Hawk had to leave a practice session to help his grandfather, he mentioned he had to go cut wood for Gretna Van Fleet. The band decided to change Gretna to Greta to make the name flow better and easier to pronounce. The real-life Gretna Van Fleet, a retired medical secretary and former polka band drummer, stated she is not a fan of their music genre, favoring classical, but she supports the band and considers them talented. The band's association with their hometown and the inspiration for their name has made the real Gretna a local celebrity in Frankenmuth. So there you go. My favorite president, I don't think I had a favorite president. The dead one, Dad says. I don't think I had a favorite, honestly, because I never really paid much attention to politics. But now, because politics is, this administration particularly, they are seriously and truly infiltrating every aspect of our lives, and they're doing a bunch of shit that is illegal and questionable. Not saying that presidents before Trump have never truly infiltrated, It's just that they're doing things that are absolutely illegal and unconstitutional. This administration is. I don't have a favorite president, though. I don't think I do. But it is officially 4 o'clock. That hour went by quickly. We are at the end of our live stream. Dad, are there any words you want to say before we go?
No, just be safe out there.
Be safe out there. Okay. And, I'm going to be busy this week. I'm going to probably get back to cleaning my room here in a little bit. And I'll, of course, going to be tuning in for the Fox Sunday Flashback with Dan Richards tonight, because he's probably going to need my help with some songs, and I got to be prepared, got to have my flash drive plugged in. I am about 67 songs away from having 10,000 songs in my collection. I'm really stoked to find out which song will be number 10,000 in my collection. So thank you so much to Alex, because you seem to be the only person who was in chat today. Chewing off my toenail didn't even come in chat today. Maybe next week. You probably had other things to do. But I thank you, Alex, for coming in and hanging out with me for a little while. So I'm over time. I love you all very much. Get out there, make the best of things as you can, and I'll see you all next week. So have a great week. See ya.